I'm due to be trolled and hazed about my basketball takes. And right now, I'm not gonna lie to you. Depending on how this playoffs go, I might have to get basketball up because apparently I really don't know shit. Because Luka Lost, which we might be getting into. I don't want to start that too
That's
early.
The first topic. That's the first topic. Good
Luka
transition.
Lost.
I got every series but 2 right. I'm chilling.
I got none right. I ain't got shit right. I thought the Knicks was gonna win. They lost.
Yeah. I was wrong on Knicks and I was wrong about Lakers, but Lakers got injured. So that
Can I ask y'all a serious question? Everybody in the room, for real. Now that the dust has settled, is anybody surprised with any result? Like, what was a surprising result from this playoffs?
The Lakers losing.
Oh,
outside of the obvious one, which is the Lakers getting out, but that was injury. I guess the Hawks beating them in 5. That was shocking. Everybody,
5 is.
Everybody saw 6, 7, and Knicks. So the Hawks doing them in 5, and Trae Young. I mean, I'm not shocked about what Trae Young's doing, but I am shocked that like Randall was that shitter and they got out in 5. I say that's the biggest one.
Okay.
Yeah. I would say the Lakers because of injury. I guess some people. Nah, I'm not even gonna say some people would say the Portland because no one expects Dame to win. He's a loser. I'm really not too surprised by that. I wasn't gonna laugh. I wasn't gonna laugh till I see Sage's face. And when I see Sage's face,
it was just like it wasn't even.
No. You know what's crazy?
I don't know what he has to do.
I troll like that, but when you look at Dame's resume and see in the last 9 years of him being in the league, he's been eliminated in the first round 5 times. It's kind of bad, right? That looks bad. And I know it's not his fault. Like, listen, I'm not about to sit here and really rag on him. Like, I know that's not his fault per se. Like, it's not 100% his fault. But you got to put at least 35 for the simple fact he won't leave Portland. It's at least 35% him because he won't leave.
I give him 45%, 20 because you won't leave Portland, and then there's a good quarter of them where it's like, damn, my nigga, you actually will some shit. So other than that,
like you're the number one guy, so we got to hold you to the number one guys. Like expectations, right? Like I think that's fair. Hold a guy to number one expectations after so many times in the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
Okay, loser.
And Lucas had better stints.
Anyways, man. We had a game 7 today. Mm-hmm. The fact that he even went to 7 after the first 2 games is like
wild.
Tough. Clippers Mavs game 7. The game just ended around 2 hours ago. Since we're going live, maybe 3. Luka Magic lost. Sigh.
Called it. And
you did?
Yeah, I had Clips in 7 the entire time. The entire time. I said it on this podcast.
I want y'all to know, and this stat might be made up. I might have made up this stat. Kristaps Porzingis has only had 3 dunks this whole season, and all 3 of his dunks came in this series right here. Look at DKM's face. That sounds crazy. He's only had 3 dunks this season.
And 2 of them
all
came
3
tonight.
of those dunks came in this series, 2 of them tonight. He is the worst basketball player I think I've ever seen. And I was going to say over 6'5", but he is trash, bro. Kristaps Porzingis is there isn't a single thing that Kristaps Porzingis does good that I can't find anywhere else. Like literally.
Okay, that's that. What is that to say? You take he's outside of maybe the top 3 to 5 players in the NBA. You could say that about anybody.
He's ass. I don't understand his purpose.
I'm about to say I understand what you mean though. I knew you was mad. I knew you had energy coming to the pod when I found the clip. I couldn't find the clip. I just had to tweet it out when KB shot that transition 3. I could not find the clip on Twitter. I was like, nobody talking about this. The first person I see that retweeted it was on my cell. Yeah, he's pissed.
Did anybody else see the clip that Sage is talking about?
I know exactly what play he's talking about.
I tweeted it the second it happened. I said, wait.
So he really think he KD, and KD he doesn't do it that much.
KD don't even do that.
KP plays the passing lane, gets a steal. Hey, woo, phenomenal.
Let's go. Great defense.
The only thing in between him and the basket is Luke Kennard, who he's about a foot taller than. And he decides, I'm gonna take a transition 3.
Here's the worst part. You didn't even tell the full story. He had a whole teammate on the opposite side of the court running with him, so he could have passed it to him or did a give and go, and there's a person trailing. He had 3 Mavericks on the play, The worst decision possible. Then Dorian gets the rebound and he oh man. That's when I knew the game was. I knew they were losing at that moment in time, bro.
Yo, I saw a tweet that perfectly describes Porzingis. That he ain't 7'3", he's 5'27".
He's a,
my boy said he wants to be a shooting guard so bad.
Y'all seen he got some switches with like Rondo and he just refused to like post up Rondo?
It's wild. It's wild.
It's just is what his game is.
Nah, come on.
His game.
Then change your game. What the hell?
Some guys don't change the game. A lot of guys don't change the game.
That's on him.
Like some guys, what you call it? Some guys play way smaller than what they are because of how the games are. He's a finesse guy. He plays smaller. That's what Ingram did when he was in LA. He played smaller, like more of a 6'5", 6'6" guard when he's way longer. When he got to New Orleans, he started playing longer, using his length. But that's what the system and the trainers wanted him to do. Like they built him for that. When you're in New York at that time, New York was a cesspool. It was no developing players. It was no developing your game. Whatever you were when you got there, that's what you are. So Porzingis was a guy that played smaller. He wasn't really getting injured like that, so he banged more. But once he starts getting injured, and we've seen this with AD, we see this with plenty of other guys, you get hurt and you're a frail big guy like that, they stop banging. And AD, like people blame AD. Yo, AD, be strong, be tougher, go to the paint. Blah, blah. It's the same shit. It's just Porzingis.
Though
But AD's better. AD's better. His offensive game is way better. I'm just comparing it in terms of they both get injured, and it's just the way he plays. Porzingis has a literal man's game, and it's going to take a team with a system or a trainer, whatever it is, to be like, bro, we need to work on making you play with all of your length. Pause. Like that. That's just what I think it is. Like he just plays very small.
Even with the talent gap being that big, though, KP has to have the basketball intellect to just say, all right, yo, they need me to be that bruiser guy this series. Because even Anthony Davis, I know he's just immensely better, but AD knows when to not shoot a mid-range and to just get down there and catch the alley-oops and do the putbacks and stuff. And KP, the entire series, not even thinking of doing that, and rather to just sit in the corner and let Luka basically play 5-on-1 basketball for a while, or 5-on-2 if Tim Hardaway shows up. KP
look like JJ Redick sometimes.
But that's what his game was when he came to the NBA. Like, if you think about it, when you're a guy that size.
Since he came into the NBA, that's not his game.
That's not even necessarily.
I'm saying his game was finesse. His game was way more skill and finesse based. Like, when he came to the NBA. His game wasn't bang, bang, bang. His game had nothing. It was no power in his game when he came over. It was pure finesse. He had athleticism. Like, you knew he could move for a guy that size, but it was never like it was not like Kevin Love when Kevin Love came in. It wasn't like, oh, he's starting from the block and moving out. No, he always had a face-up type of game. That's how he was compared to Dirk. Even though Dirk's post-up game is way better, Dirk's all-time
all I'm saying is cool when he entered the league, cool. If that's how you entered, cool.
And he gets hurt. Like, injury, someone in the chat said it best. Injuries are traumatizing, and that mental aspect is different for different players. Some guys, I mean, I'm not going to say it's crazy for a guy to get hurt a couple times and be like, bro, and just in their mind, it's a mental block, even if they don't realize it, that they just can't play the same because they don't want to keep getting hurt. Like, I really feel like that's what it is. Like, KP is at a point now where he's literally relying just on finesse. This nigga put the same thing on his beat.
What's up? Team uniform. What can I say?
He's at a point to where he's just like content, not even content. He does not want to get hurt. He doesn't want to bang. Like, and it's detrimental. I ain't gonna lie, for a guy that tall to not want to utilize his height, it is very suspect. But I mean, even at the end of the day, go ahead.
No, even then though, the dude was asked for his own standards and his own play style.
That's fair.
You're talking about the dude. I forgot his exact numbers. I'm about to say he was a 20-point per game scorer. We talk about his days in New York. He was certainly not a bad defender in New York. Which is actually pretty.
Yeah, he had a season where he averaged like 2.6 blocks or some shit.
Yeah, he was actually
that sophomore year. He was lethal in the defense.
Yeah, he was one of the better rim protectors. Yeah,
and that's gone. In terms of offense, the New York days is gone. Let alone the Dallas days, because even in his early Dallas days, they even had plays designed for KP to shoot a 30-footer at halftime. They used to run through him, and now we're happy with him scoring more than Dorian Finney-Smith. And
Boban was the best big the last two games.
And Boban was so crucial to this team, and they guarded Boban really well because he's Boban, but they guarded him very well to the point where they were triple teaming Boban and leaving KP wide open. Is that even? Come on now. I don't give a fuck.
Can I ask y'all a question? I tweeted this out. People thought I was crazy. Is this Mavs team not just as bad as the 01 Sixers and the 07 Cavs? You don't gotta answer it immediately. Just let that sit for 2 seconds. And then we can answer it. The 01 Sixers and the 07 Cavs.
Look at Dom.
They're just as bad.
Yeah, they play defense. The Sixers play defense. So.
Yeah, I was about to say. I think the 01 Sixers are actually underrated. If anything,
Yeah, the Sixers,
They're not better. They're probably worse than the Sixers because of the defense the Sixers played, and it just allowed AI to strictly focus on getting the bucket. They're not worse than the Cavs.
Now the Cavs, they're better than the Cavs.
They're better than the Cavs.
not saying much, but
Yeah,
It's not saying much, but they're better than the Cavs.
I feel like if Maxey wasn't guarding, Kawhi at the top key, he'd be showing a little bit better of himself. And they're better than the Cavs. That's such a low bar. But the fact that you can make that claim, I know where you're going.
Better.
Yeah, I know where you're going. So premise taken.
yeah, if you wanna take it to that next step, Omar, you can, bro. If you think so.
I don't even know what you. I think we might be in the same ballpark. One, for the rest of this playoff run, I don't know what my Hawks are gonna do on the East Coast. They might get to the conference finals or whatever, but it's still. I'm picking Luka over Trae Young. We still lost that trade. But two, the best offensive player of all time, Luka Doncic. Can we get there?
Yeah, that's really the main reason I brought DKM on there, because I know he's a big Luka fan. You know what I'm saying? So, in a question we've been asking on this pod is how good is Luka Doncic? And I know Sage is already hiding from the camp because he doesn't want to have this conversation. It's okay. The Nets just lost their best player. It's okay.
Oh my God, stop doing that.
But DKM, how good is Luka Doncic? Where does he rank in the NBA pantheon?
I'll go last.
For me, and I know you saw the tweets today, I'm going number 1.
Yo!
I mean, Luka Doncic is the best player in the world.
Yes, sir.
Number 1.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Elaborate. Speak your piece.
Okay, so what we've seen a lot recently is with LeBron going out in the first round, like it's kind of getting to that point where people are beginning to have
He lagging.
a conversation about who really is the best player in the world right now. What is it? You can hear me? I don't hear a word this guy's saying.
Say that last sentence again. That last sentence.
I was lip syncing.
Okay, anyways, go. Just go. Go crazy. Go crazy.
I don't know who you're speaking to. Are you speaking to me or Sage?
I'm speaking to you. You lag.
Okay, my bad. Right. Okay, so LeBron, right? Obviously, with him going out in the first round, is getting to that point where people are trying to rediscuss who the best player in the world is, because man might be knocked off his throne. You know what I'm saying, going out in the first round for the first time in his career.
Agreed.
And Luka, I don't think there's any question he's top 5, and I think with what we have at the moment in the NBA is we have such talent at the top, and it's interchanging all the time. But one thing for certain is Luka is the man going forward long term. I think we can all agree at some point this guy is going to be the best player in the NBA. So I'm looking at it now and I'm like, I don't think anyone else could do what he did in the playoffs. Nah, get the king up out here, bro. I ain't trying to see that jersey, bro. We won't be seeing that jersey till next season, bro.
Yo!
His season's done.
Get him!
But no, I just when I watch him play, I'm just like, I don't think anyone's better than him. There's no analytics that come down to it. There's no awards, accomplishments. It's just my eyes tell me that he's the best. I don't think there's anyone better than him.
So to play devil's advocate, when you watch the series, there were moments where you're like, okay, Kawhi might be better.
No, because Kawhi and KD, because people in my mentions were like Kawhi, KD, they have the luxury of being like, you know what, I'm going to come into the game and kill now. Luka damn near dribbles the ball up the court every single damn time. Like, you'll never see a situation where, let's say, a couple plays down the floor, it's like the next man bringing the ball up. It's always Luka Doncic. Kawhi has the luxury of allowing PG to go brick a couple shots and Reggie Jackson to bail him out with a couple 3-pointers. Luka Doncic doesn't have that. He has to make everything happen for his team, and he's up against a team in the Clippers that are they're supposed to be a good defensive team with the defenders they have. Whether they piece it all together on that end's a different story. But he's up against a good defender damn near every time they're on the floor. Kawhi, PG, who if they put their mind to it on each and every possession, like they can like lock in on defense and play elite defense. They might not do it consistently, but Luka's got to go into his bag every time down the floor and make something happen. And he almost pulled off a miracle. And I know he's gone out in the first round, but I just think my man's the best at the moment. And I think he'll be the best next season.
And brick a few shots, PG did. But that's a good point, because I think people underestimate, like, and not saying that he was like lackadaisical, but there are some times where Kawhi could just kind of come down the court, stand in the corner, and they let PG do his work or get a couple shots up or whatever. Luka can't do that. That's not how it works. I don't know why. And I feel like last year's series, look at him still trying to throw up stuff like of players that he thinks is better. I feel like last year the Mavericks, like, they ran some plays for like Trey Burke. You know what I'm saying? They ran some plays for Jalen Brunson. I'm not saying it was the greatest thing, but it allowed Luka some rest. I feel like this year they literally gave Luka the ball, like, and just every single time we're gonna try to get it to you. Even if they force it out of your hands, we're going to try to get it back to you. And I feel like that's detrimental. I don't know if y'all saw that. It was StatMuse. I think they put out the last tweet. You could see Luka's points in the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, and his field goal percentage in all those quarters. And you could see, like, okay, he's getting worse every single quarter. But it's because, like, that first quarter Luka was great, but it starts to wear down on you. But that's also why I just think he's the greatest. Like, he has to be the greatest. He could take on this workload and still do what he does. I don't know. I don't know
if that's the argument, because I feel like back in 2017, then Russ would be the best player in the world, right?
Yeah, but was Russ doing it in the playoffs, though? That's the thing. Luka's doing that Harden-Russ
in the playoffs against Houston?
In the playoffs.
Yes, he was.
Who, Russ?
Yes.
He wasn't that good against Houston, was he? I don't remember.
But he's going up against a finals caliber team, and I know they've not made the finals yet, and they ended up throwing it away last season. But the Clippers are title contenders. You know what I mean? Luka's down there almost beat a juggernaut by himself.
And that's fine. Like, I agree. Luka right now is better than MVP Russ, or really any version of Russ. And I don't want to make this about Russ, but I'm just saying that logic may not be it. I'm just saying that might not be it.
DKM, who's your top five? Because they have, like, people. I've been having this conversation. People don't have Luka in their top five.
See, listen, right, for me, right, and I'll be the first to say, I'm not huge on top 5 lists and top 10 lists. Like, that's something I got over when I was 14 years old or whatever, because with the NBA specifically, it's just so interchanging, and for me, it really doesn't interest me about, like, the perfect example of it is like Paul George and Jimmy Butler. It's like every year, it's like one is clearly better than the other.
Yeah,
like
this
when
year
Jimmy
it's
Butler
more so PG, yeah.
And the year when PG was like, had the MVP season, it was like, there's no way you'd ever compare Jimmy Butler to him, and then Butler leads the Heat to the finals. And everyone's like, nah, never compare Butler to BG. So that's kind of long for me. I don't get into that. But to answer your question, the top 5, I'd go with Braun, Curry, Giannis.
Luka, just
obviously. Luka's number 1. I'm trying to think of the other ones. And between, who have I not said? KD and Harden. I'd go with Harden.
Jokic, Embiid. Oh,
hey. Who over KD? Who?
Harden.
James, right? The
real King James.
Okay, the real King James. Yeah, that's my man. Hey, look at Dom.
Hey, in the pod, not the real King James. That's blasphemous. I'm not gonna lie.
That's what Marlo is like up there.
Holy shit, bro.
Not the real King James.
No, you got anything to say right now, bro? You chilling?
I mean, B-So's you've known since way back when I was high on Luka. I've said Luka's been a superstar in my eyes since he's touched the floor, stepped foot in the NBA. He's been superstar caliber. So I have him top 5. I have him above Giannis. I ain't gonna lie to you. I watched Giannis play the Bucks. I mean, I watched the Bucks and the Nets play, and I legit watched Giannis look at Blake Griffin, and I watched Blake Griffin stop Giannis, and I just thought, There's no way this nigga's better than Luka. I just can't put him above Luka no more. It's just hard. I can't do it. So Luka's definitely, if he's not top 3, he's 4. I'm gonna still have to put Curry above him. I'm gonna have to put Bron above him until Bron legit shows me he's just not that guy because of pure decline and not injury. And our team isn't injured, so Bron is gonna be above everybody to me. I said Curry, right? Yeah, Curry, Bron. I mean, as much as I hate to say it,
y'all be forcing this Kevin Durant topic.
I'm not saying Kevin Durant.
Oh, okay.
But he is his teammate. I am putting James Harden number 3.
Prince James. We call him Prince James, right?
Yeah, Prince James.
Prince James, right?
James
okay.
I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. That man, I was a big James Harden hater, and over the years, I came accustomed and like really to respect his game. I guess when Beso seen him live, it was like a whirlwind of like really how good that man really is. But James is fucking special. Like the shit, I watched him be disgruntled in Houston, come in out of shape, thick as a Snicker, and just drop 45 to 50, not caring. Like to do that, like to not care or want to be somewhere and still be like, I'm out of shape, I'm still gonna drop 50. I don't give a fuck about you niggas, but hey, 50 ball.
Someone in the chat brought up Dame.
Lamey and Lillard? Stop it.
Anyways, to get seriously though, there was a point in the NBA the last 5 years where it was LeBron right here. It'd be like KD, Kawhi, Steph. And then the last couple of years, it leveled out a little bit, a little bit more leeway with LeBron, KD, Kawhi, Steph. But I feel like this is the first year where I truly believe not only is the race for the top like as wide open as ever, but from 1 to 7, it's so interchangeable with how you can rank those players and how much leeway there is. I find that really impressive. And I think, especially with the team succeeding this year, we're truly seeing that transition from the last era of basketball to this new era of basketball led by like new faces. So I'm excited for that. But we can get back to trolling though. Yeah.
As long as you say it. As long as it's said, bro. Oh my God. All right. First things first. Before we get to these nut tier top 5s, let's go to the Luka thing. Look, man, I love Luka. It's him in training. He's on the come up. He's here now and on the come up. The nigga's incredible.
But
number 1 all time.
No, not all time.
By y'all logic, why is Nikola Jokic? Why not Nikola Jokic, who does what he does more consistently, more so in the clutch, and he's gonna go farther. So let's start there.
Oh, Jokic is also in that conversation for me. I'll just say that.
Okay, fair enough. All right.
But Jokic's team is better though.
Either way.
Yeah, and what that got to do with him just doing what he does at this absurd level because he do the same thing in Dallas. I guarantee it. We're gonna act like he wouldn't. Cool.
But you're saying go further, but that doesn't have much to do with Jokic's talent. That has a lot to do with the fact that he has better guys than Luka has around him. Like we just got done saying how it's crazy. KP's barely outdoing Dory, Finney-Smith, when we're surprised. Like. I feel you. Like, Sage, I get what you're coming from. I'm not saying nigga number 1, but he's definitely 4 at least.
Yeah. But today or all time?
Today. We're talking about today.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's the offensive player thing today too? Or is that all time?
Yeah, that's today.
It's today.
Today.
Okay. Today for now.
Today for now.
Yeah.
Today for like the next 2 years.
Kareem, you know what I'm saying?
This nigga say stop putting up Kobe jerseys. I'm like, what the fuck he got to do with this?
I got confused.
I thought that was saying all time.
DKM said he's the best player in the game right now. That's what he said.
Okay, perfect. Cool,
I believe so. And I believe like in terms of like the narratives and all of that stuff, he's not proven it yet. If you want to go down the logic, like, he's not won MVPs, he's not won championships. If you're just talking straight up when you watch the games, who's the best player? I feel like if you were to put them all on the court, like whenever you play sport, right? This is the way I like to look at it. Whenever you play sport, it's easy to know who the best player on the court is. You're like, yeah, right, he's the best hooper. I feel like Luka would have that kind of effect if you had all the best players in the world playing together.
Oh, okay. So we're doing it by what we see. We're going by narratives about the player. You almost described Steph Curry perfectly. That was almost, who is Steph Curry? I win $500. Like, damn. Steph Curry is more skilled than Luka. Steph Curry has accomplished more than Luka. Steph Curry is, oh my God, he's more impactful than Luka, with and without the ball. Steph Curry is an all-time great offensive player, again, with and without the ball. Like, we're talking about Luka being number one today. We got conversations with Curry being top 5 all time.
Okay, fine. Luka 2. God. God, if you really want to go there, fine. Curry 1, Luka 2. God. Okay.
I mean, you also say Curry's had the better team during his career, and when you see when Curry has lack of help, kind of like same situation as Luka, Curry not in the playoffs.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm about to puke. Okay.
I'm just saying, Curry's not in the playoffs.
With more help.
Let's go there then. Okay.
Let's go there.
During the season. Yeah, the help thing. Yeah, the totally worst team. Let's go. Golden State Warriors. Hold on. I'm gonna type it.
No. I'm saying the years he was winning and stuff, he had a better team. This year, like the last 2 years, when he hasn't had like a bona fide number 2 guy that was there, it's been kind of comparable to what Luka's had. Luka's been to the playoffs the last 2 years.
Yeah. All right.
Hurry up.
Yana, that is some bullshit. We gonna get to it in a minute. Trust. All right. So Golden State Warriors today. No. Golden State Warriors today. They got the Steph Curry guy who's averaging 32 on all-time splits. You got Andrew Wiggins averaging 18.6. Kelly Oubre averaging 15.4. The same Kelly Oubre who was memeably bad. Like, everybody's just dogging this.
Yeah, they gave his Oubre. We know. We got you.
Yep. You got Jordan Poole. All right. Anyway, we got James Wiseman.
Don't disrespect James. Don't disrespect James.
Didn't even play.
Draymond. Bring up Draymond. Where's Draymond?
And on top of all these things, so my bad. Before I pivot, Stephen Curry had an all-time season. Like, Luka ain't had that season yet. Crazy, right? I know. Now let's talk about the fact
3 years in the league.
I was like, didn't he do that last year? Did we have all
but Curry did that 3 times in the league. Curry did that in 2016. Curry did this the year before.
Well, let's just be honest. The Curry historical season is just from a scoring perspective. If you look at statistics and numbers, production is pretty similar.
And that's crazy because we don't call guys like Ricky Rubio more skilled than Kevin Durant, do we? Getting buckets is getting buckets, and if he gets them at a whole different level, that's tough. It's just how it crumbles.
Ricky Rubio, future Hall of Famer.
Let alone this.
You need to. I don't know about that.
DK serious too.